Gus Caesar through injury. And the game has come a little too soon for new signing Wes Reed. Alan Lawrence and Owen Coyle are restored to the twin spearhead positions with Paul Jack and Sammy Conn on the bench. And at 34, Walter Kidd returns to Hampden, determined to erase the memories of being ordered off playing for Hearts in the 1986 final against Aberdeen. He will have a vital marking role against his former club this afternoon. Ian Baird has failed to shrug off his muscle injury for Hearts, and John Miller is suspended, so George Wright continues in midfield, and Ian Ferguson is in the principal striking role, supported by John Robertson. Eamon Bannon has played for Dundee United in 4 losing cup final teams throughout the 80s, and with his 34th birthday just a couple of weeks away, he may see this as his last chance for Scottish Cup success. So a tremendous contingent travelling from Edinburgh to support Hearts this afternoon, second place in the league and with a genuine prospect of making the cup final. And Airdrie too producing a very healthy support and a very good afternoon for football. They've travelled from Lanarkshire in the hope of seeing Airdrie qualify perhaps for a place in Europe. So the referee, one of Scotland's top rated officials, Mr Jim McCluskey from Stewarton. So the two maskets coming off. The Airdrie masket there on the right is Barry Rennie, who's 9 years old, and on the left Laura Graham, the masket for Hearts, who's 12 years old. The vocal encouragement to the start coming principally from the west stand to our left, where the Hearts supporters are congregated. The Airdrie supporters savouring this occasion. They were in the cup final in 1975 when they lost to Celtic. Only one cup win in their history in 1924. So a vital match this afternoon with the prospect of facing Rangers in the final on the 9th of May. So the settling in process will be particularly important for Airdrie. The long-serving goalkeeper John Martin getting an early touch. So the playing conditions good this afternoon. It's not at all unpleasant overhead, and the pitch is in good condition. There's Walter Kidd going in behind Ian Ferguson, conceding the first free kick of the match. So that's going to be a contest this afternoon, Kidd against Ferguson. Nothing Hearts would like better than an early strike. Dave McPherson was up there with the attack, marked by Evan Balfour. There's John Robertson. Ian Ferguson getting up for that. There's Sandy Stewart's clearance. In goes McLaren. Hearts trying to seize the initiative early on. Davy Kirkwood's attempted a back pass. That's troublesome for the Airdrie defence. Sanderson robbed there by Bannon. The player coming back to make the challenge was Dave Kirkwood, who made the initial error. He's apologising to his teammates there. Former Hearts player Kirkwood. But a hazardous attempt at a pass back there, which almost put his team in trouble. Eamon Bannon working hard. There's Ian Ferguson. Couldn't get away from Kidd, but he's won the corner kick. 6 is McPherson, 9 is Ian Ferguson. There's Tosh McKinlay. Near post in swinger, helped on by Levine. Well, that's exactly what Hearts wanted from the near post area, but there was no taker coming in at the far post to finish this. Now look how well Levine does here, nodding that on, but no one coming in. Eamon Bannon a bit too remote. Eamon Bannon backtracking to halt Owen Coyle. Here's McLaren. McKinlay waiting for that, but Boyle read it well. The chase on here, Henry Smith will win it. Coyle looking for space on the right there, followed by George Wright. But alert goalkeeping there by Henry Smith. Owen Coyle though, they're the top scorer, looking for gaps in defence. Here he is again. This time Wright leans in for the clearance. Boyle's long flat throw is a good one. Well won by McLaren in defence. Forceful play there by Honor, and that's good defending by Gary Mackay. Well, what an excellent header to safety that was by Mackay, but a good attack this from Airdrie. The throw started all off. McLaren won this well, but Chris Honor does extremely well here, taking the ball from Alan Lawrence, forcing his way towards the byline. That was a good cross. Corner played in by Black. Up goes Balfour, but competition all the time there from Levine. Kirkwood playing it back. There's Mackay again. And Alan McLaren was accurate with the pass back. He spotted Owen Coyle closing in. Now that undoubtedly will have given a lot of encouragement to Airdrie. Good spell of attacking play. But Ferguson again challenged instantly by Kidd. There's Lawrence. Appeared to be pushed by Levine. The referee saw nothing wrong with that. Here's McKinley trying to get away from Boyle. Such a dogged competitor, Jimmy Boyle. Signed from Queen's Park as a right back. Now operating effectively in the wide right midfield position. Here's Bannon. It was very well read by Sandy Stewart, who reacted so quickly to that good piece of play from Bannon. But it's still a corner kick to Hearts. Well, Bannon looking the player most likely to provide that little spark of creative ability to open up the defence. Put in by Derek Ferguson as a commanding header. And it scrambled off the post from McLaren's header. John Martin did extremely well to get down to that. And McLaren coming in, look at the height he achieves here. A header powerfully towards goal. And John Martin recovered very well after parrying the first effort. The ball appeared to go toward the post, but Martin held it. Space here for Kirkwood to attack Dave McPherson. Another chance for Kirkwood. And great reactions there from Henry Smith. Well, suddenly the game has burst to life. Applause there from the Airdrie supporters. Dave Kirkwood there, trying to get the better of McPherson. Testing Henry Smith, getting a second chance here. Trying to steal the ball in at the near post. Clearly all over the corner. Fine goalkeeping though by Henry Smith, so both goalkeepers performing extremely well inside a minute. Careless one from Coyle. Hearts have a throw. Tosh McKinley over there, defending that corner kick. This is Alan Lawrence. Thumped away in the end by Mackay. Bannon did well to get a touch to that. Here's Ian Ferguson holding the play up. Derek Ferguson now has space in midfield for about the first time in the match. Now Mackay, hustled by Kirkwood. It breaks for Robertson. Now Mackay. Bannon trying to control that awkward ball inside the box. It's back again with Derek Ferguson. That's for John Robertson. Sanderson coming across. And the goal kick's been given. John Robertson looks aggrieved about that. But having slipped his marker for about the first time in the match, he ran straight into the sweeper, Jimmy Sanderson. Mackay forward to Ian Ferguson. Forced to play it back, using McPherson, who'll send it back to Henry Smith. And that's a tribute to the Airdrie marking in defence and in midfield. There was nothing on there when Hearts had possession. Levine playing it forward low this time. Ian Ferguson stopped by Kenny Black. Bannon's work did well. There's John Robertson on the run now. It looked as though he almost became a little bit overexcited there as he had the first real opportunity to run at the Airdrie defence. Bannon doing well again. This is Derek Ferguson. Now it's with Mackay. John Robertson holding off Stewart. The back killer in for Mackay. Well, Kenny Black kept his eye on Gary Mackay as he came forward. But there are signs now that John Robertson becoming much more involved up front for Hearts, and that's good news for Joe Jordan and his coaching staff. Now referee McCluskey has checked with his linesman, he's checked his watch, and I reckon this kick out from John Martin may bring the first half to an end. It does. Well, it certainly hasn't been a classic football match so far. It's been hard and competitive. Davy Kirkwood came closest for Airdrie with a double effort, bringing out the best in Henry Smith, but Alan McLaren was the player who tested John Martin the most with a very good header from a corner kick. But that apart, it's been defences on top. A long way to go yet, and we're still looking for real class and creative distinction in the match. It's half-time and Airdrie 0, Hearts 0. The interval team talks would have been very interesting indeed. I reckon Joe Jordan would have been anxious to find a way to create space for his players to test this Airdrie defence in a more concerted fashion. Got plenty of width into the play, and Eamon Bannon there will have a very important role to perform in that area. But for Airdrie, they may well take the view that they have coped with the talents of Hearts very effectively so far, and more of the same would do them no harm. So the problems at the moment really are with Hearts if they are to change the pattern of the play. Foul by Kenny Black on Derek Ferguson. Free kick to Hearts. Space here for McPherson. John Robertson. Oh, that's a very good turn by Robertson. Ian Ferguson can't find a way past Walter Kidd. Well, they appear to trip Kidd, but he's got in a very good cross. Jimmy Boyle judging the bounce. Here's McKinley. Back inside it goes, but it's tidied up in the end by Kenny Black. Well, I reckon had Hearts scored on that attack, there would have been a major inquest, because Ian Ferguson appeared to foul Walter Kidd before sending over that cross, and the Airdrie defence was certainly in a lot of trouble here, but managed to scramble the ball to safety. There's Boyle trying to force it on. Balfour now in possession. Halted there by George Wright. Some very heavy tackling going on there. Wright was caught late after he played the ball forward by Balfour. That's what's upset the Hearts supporters. Wright is still out of the game at the moment. Well, what a fierce challenge that was. These two uncompromising characters in midfield. The referee got across to check on George Wright. He'll have to have treatment off the pitch if he wants to have any at all, but he's decided to come on to the pitch and carry on. Bannon trying to get to the byline, stopped again by Chris Honor, his marker. Bannon with a throw, leaving it to George Wright for the long one. He appears to have recovered enough to take this. Good long throw, there's McPherson. Bannon also is there, and Martin was out of his goal. Had that been played across the face of the goal by Ian Ferguson. So that aerial power from Hearts causing trouble there. John Martin out of his goal. He was lucky there to see that go wide. McLaren again getting up so well for that. Robertson going through the middle with Bannon. There's Bannon. Well, you can see clearly the intention. I'm sure he wanted more height in that header. A very intelligent effort by Bannon, and Martin stood up to it well. Robertson and Bannon together, and Bannon wanted that, I think, to loop in towards the top corner, but he couldn't quite get enough on it as he was under so much pressure there from Chris Honor. McLaren's header retrieved here by David Kirkwood. There's Lawrence. Leaving it to Black. That's good play by Black on the run, and an excellent cross. McKinley was back there. A swirl of the wind there caused the problem for McKinley, forced him to concede a corner kick as Boyle came in. Good running this by Kenny Black, and you see the ball came over here. It was turned away by McKinley for the corner. Kenny Black's corner. Bannon in some trouble there. Swinging at that clearance. Kirkwood trying to find Walter Kidd, but there's space now for Hearts to exploit coming forward. Here's Bannon. Over the far side is John Robertson. Balfour coming back. And the corner kick's been given. Eamon Balfour is incensed about that. He thinks the last touch was from Bannon. Well, Bannon has been doing a great deal of running, so needing a bit of respite here. Oh, he's taking a knock there, the right shin. Bit of fatigue also creeping in, I reckon. The referee not prepared to allow treatment for Bannon on the pitch. So McKinley again. Put away by Balfour. Up goes Mackay. There's Dave McPherson held off by Kidd. The Hearts players appealing there. A little bit of ill will creeping in. Walter Kidd and Dave McPherson exchanging some angry words. Well, our teammates a short time ago. We'll see here as this ball comes back in. McPherson turning and going down in dramatic fashion. That's what upset Walter Kidd. Well, there's no question here that this was perhaps the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art from Dave McPherson. Bannon forward, there's Kirkwood. Coyle holding off Levine well. Levine saw enough of the ball there to make that challenge. Here's Gary Mackay. In the final quarter of an hour now. Looks as though one goal will have to win this tie. And down goes Ian Ferguson as Kidd comes in from the rear. So Alan Ray, the Hearts physio, is on the track talking to Eamon Bannon to see how he is for continuing. Bannon wants to stay on. There's McPherson! He's been chopped off. That's been chopped off for use of the elbow. Well, the whistle had gone, I reckon, before the ball had hit the net. It's a great header, mind you. But here's Dave McPherson. The elbow was up. That appeared to be a good decision by referee McCluskey. A powerful header would certainly beat John Martin all ends up, but there's no question in my mind that the left elbow was used to get in front of the defender to go for this header. Alpha winning that from McKinley. There's Jimmy Boyle sending it along. Coyle chases, but McPherson has things under control at the back for Hearts. Breaks wide here for Crabb. That's for Mackay. He's held off well by Paul Jack. Former Arbroath player. Good versatile member of the Airdrie squad. Alan McLaren on that with Sammy Conn. McLaren just named Lieutenant's man of the match with his defensive contribution to Hearts. Honor penalised for clambering all over Scott Crabb. Here's Derek Ferguson. Ian Ferguson. Good running wide by Crabb. Trying to go outside Chris Honor. He was being held there by Honor. It's a free kick to Hearts. Forward go, McLaren, Levine and McPherson once again. Gary Mackay taking the free kick. Swinging the ball the far side, up goes Levine. Robertson is there! It's travelled off the line by Martin. Hearts players appeal to the ball. It was over the line, the linesman standing unmoved there. Checked by the referee. Good play here by Levine with a header across. The Airdrie defence was static. Robertson nipped in, got a touch, and it was scrambled off the line there by John Martin. It was very close indeed. We'll see this again from the camera in the goal. As Robertson played that towards goal, across goes John Martin. We just made it, I reckon. The whole of the ball wasn't over the line. Here's Owen Coyle. Now Jimmy Boyle. Looking for Con, and Henry Smith comes out to take that confidently. Well, another controversial moment, but it appears as though the referee and linesman got that right. The entire ball must be over the line, and it appeared as though 3/4 only made it that time. Just a couple of minutes left. Headed away by Sandy Stewart. Now McPherson. In goes Stewart. Handball by Con. Free kick to Hearts. Can't think why Owen Coyle is complaining. Sammy Con isn't. Why make it 90 seconds left, plus stoppage time? Headed away there by Sanderson. There's Wright. Derek Ferguson. George Wright would like to get to the byline. Stopped there by Black. Here's John Robertson. Couldn't get quite enough time to set himself there. Good defending again from Airdrie. With Jimmy Boyle trying to break. Walter Kidd's clearly in a lot of trouble injury-wise for Airdrie. He can't come off though, with both substitutes committed. So Walter Kidd is trying to run off that injury. In goes Levine. Here's Ian Ferguson. A long hopeful ball forward. A tangle there involving Honor and Crabb, and Chris Honor is going to be in trouble for that. Appeared to impede Crabb as he tried to break forward and chase that long ball upfield. So Honor is in trouble, and it'll be a booking, I reckon. The third booking of the match, and perhaps a last chance for Hearts to win the match at the first attempt. McLaren playing it long. Up goes Levine. Couldn't get enough angle on that header. So a replay looking inevitable now. Helped on there by Kenny Black. In goes Levine. Ferguson to Mackay. Free kick against Black. Hearts still showing plenty of urgency. They'd like to win this here and now. Here they look to be happier to have a replay. McLaren is waiting for McPherson to make his way into the centre forward position beside Ian Ferguson. Away by Kidd. There's Wright. Airdrie now with a chance in the break. Coyle has been lucky enough to get a second chance at that after misjudging the bounce the first time. There's Boyle. The ball was out of play. Throw to Hearts. Now Levine. Honor's header. Mackay charging forward now, looking up for support in the middle. Trying a delicate ball forward. Has he earned the corner kick? Yes, he has. Scarcely enough time for the corner to be taken. So can Hearts make this count? Well into stoppage time now. Is there going to be a dramatic ending to this semi-final? There's Tosh McKinley. Knocked high in the air by Balfour. McLaren battling hard inside the box. Levine leaves that to Ferguson. This is McKinley. Trying to take on Jimmy Boyle. He's still in possession. Back it goes towards Robertson. Derek Ferguson wins it. This is Mackay. Trying to find space. It's good play by Mackay. Pulling back the cross. And the ball goes behind for the Airdrie goal kick, and surely now that's the last attempt of the match. Yes, 2 minutes of stoppage time has been played. The game ends in a draw. No scoring, although Hearts came closest. They had two good efforts in the second half. One, Dave McPherson's header, which was chopped off correctly, I think, for a foul. And then John Robertson's effort, which was scrambled off the line of the last ditch by John Martin. But over the piece, by no means a classic, fiercely contested. And they'll have to do that all over again in 10 days' time. It's Airdrie 0, Hearts 0.
Yes, well, I think few of us expected a flowing, entertaining semi-final, and we certainly didn't get it. A disappointing match, finishing goalless, obviously. Alec, as a spectacle, it was a disappointment, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, but I think it's important to remember that semi-finals are often tense, nervous affairs, and yesterday was no different. But probably both teams deserved to get to the replay.
Do you think that both will feel that they had their chances?
I think Airdrie will probably be a wee bit concerned about the number of balls they lost in the air in their own penalty area, and I think that gave Hearts the bulk of their chances. And Airdrie's real threat is the pace of Alan Lawrence and the skills of Owen Coyle, but Alan McLaren, who's proved himself as probably the best man-to-man marker in the country, kept them fairly quiet, along with Davy and Craig.
That's right. Hearts' outstanding player, I thought, was probably Alan McLaren. He played very well. Derek, the two major controversial incidents both hinged around Hearts' claims for a goal anyway. Let's take a look at those. Firstly, David McPherson's header, which was, firstly, a terrific header, wasn't it?
It was. You can't argue with the header. There's a little bit of bumping and barging before he goes for it. There is a little left-handy look, and I suppose the referee was correct there. But as Alex would tell you, it happens all the time. You're trying to get a yard of space, he jumped up. I mean, it's a magnificent header. He wouldn't header the ball any better than that, but probably right, the referee chalking off.
Would you agree, Alec?
I think you hear the referee's whistle in actual fact when the ball is in the air.
Yes.
Before David actually headers the ball. And you know, he's given the foul, gave the foul before he's actually headed it. So
good decision.
It was a good decision, but I've seen them giving it at the same time.
It's one of those where the striker is looking for a goal and the defender is obviously looking for the free kick. Second one, well, we've watched it how many times now? And
once.
No, a few more times than that. And we can't decide whether this is over the line or not.
It's incredible, isn't it? Stramash again, once more, another high cross into the box, and Craig Leaton this time at the back post, good header back. Everybody looking there, John Robertson's in. I'm sure it's Chris Horner that gets the last touch there. John Martin reacts magnificently, has to be said. Now, did it go over the line there? It's hard to see by the television pictures. Cross again, comes over. Airdrie defence, look, everyone's standing still, somebody waiting to clear it. It is.
It looks over there. It looks over there.
That picture makes it. This picture is perhaps the best we have. It's not absolutely in line. Remember, it's got to be the whole of the ball, and again, is the whole of the ball over the line?
Well, no, from that angle, but you have to remember that camera is away back in the net, and for here, we thought it was, but we've got the benefit of seeing it 15 times in a replay. You know, the referee and linesman, you know, it's a split-second decision.
There it is. That's the best picture we have. From that point on, the ball is always being scooped out. John Martin did well, as you said there. I think, as Alex said, you have to give credit to the referee and linesman because you certainly can't say they were wrong.
I think it would be unfortunate, Dougie. I mean, had the referee given that, because remember the semi-final of the other cup competition, they were denied by the last minute handball as well.
Yes, so perhaps the safer decision, not that was in Jim McCluskey's mind at all. Looking ahead to the replay, Tuesday the 14th of April. Hearts began favourites yesterday, got it just as hard as they expected to. Would you still fancy Hearts for the replay?
I think yes, because I mean Airdrie's top teams playing, they've got players that can mark tight and take players out of the game, and I think they'll play exactly the same way. Hearts can only improve.
Airdrie's great strength, of course, is in stopping other teams playing, isn't it?
That's right, you have to give them credit, you know, they know their limitations and they play to their strengths, and that is their strengths, to stop other teams playing, and hopefully, as I said earlier, the pace of little nipper Lawrence and the skills of Coyle can snatch the odd goal for them in the break.
That's always a better game anyway.
I mean, Walter Kidd's had a tremendous season as a man-to-man marker as well. Him and Alan McLaren, both of them have been doing a great job for their respective teams.
So there we are, that's a replay, 14th of April, a week on Tuesday, and we now turn our attention to the FA